Hello Year 2, welcome back to another maths lesson. Are you ready for another warming up of our brains before we start our lesson? Today we're going to have a think about the 5 times table before we start our lesson on division. Here we go.
I love how Havana in 2CH practiced those equal groups by making it with money to find the answer. She then moved on to doing it pictorially to explore division some more. Well done, Havana. Maisie in 2W has used some coloured blocks to help her work out her multiplication. What a great way to see how multiplication works, making some big arrays. Lucas in 2CH has also used some blocks to help him do some investigating with division. Chloe in 2SH has got very creative using some stickers, crayons, and has then gone on to practicing it pictorially and thinking about all of those division skills. Molly in 2CH got very creative sharing those stickers out between two groups. And that's just a selection. There are lots and lots more children that use some really cool creative ways of exploring equal groups. Well done, and thank you to anybody that sent in their awesome work. We always love seeing your hard work, so if you've got a piece of work that you're particularly proud of, send it over to our Year 2 email address.
Now this is a game that you can make at home and it's called Kaboom. All you will need are some lollipop sticks. If you don't have lollipop sticks, you could use pieces of paper maybe cut up into little strips, a cup to put them in, and a pencil or a pen. Pause the video and get those things now.
Once you've got those things, all you need to do is write on each lollipop stick a different multiplication. Remember, today we're practicing the 5 times table, so on each lollipop stick you write a multiplication sum that's in the 5 times table. I've written 3 times 5 and 4 times 5. You could either go to 10 times 5 or 12 times 5. It's up to you where you want to stop. Every now and again though, you need to write Kaboom on a lollipop stick, and I'll explain why in a moment. Pause the video and go and have a go now. Remember, if you don't have lollipop sticks, that's fine. You can just write it on strips of paper. Off you go. I've gone up to 12 times 5 in my game, and I've made sure to include lots of kabooms. Now to play the game. Get all of your lollipop sticks or pieces of paper and give them a shuffle, and then pop them inside a cup with the writing facing down so you can't see what you're choosing. Then all you do is pull a lollipop stick out. I've pulled out 0 times 5, which is 0. If you get the answer right, you get to keep the lollipop stick. Let's have a look at this one. Oh, upside down. 5 times 5 is 25. I get to keep my lollipop stick. What's next? 12 times 5 is 60. If you don't get it correct, you have to put the lollipop stick back in the cup. You keep going until you pull out, oh no, kaboom! When you pull out a kaboom, it means you have to lose all of your lollipop sticks. You can either play this game with a partner or by yourself. Don't worry if you get kaboom, you just have to start again. I'm sure you'll easily get those lollipop sticks back again with all this practice you've been doing. Our learning objective today is to recognise and make equal groups by grouping. Now, do you remember why we have to learn about division? Division comes up in everyday life and it's a really useful tool to help us work things out a lot quicker and easier. Here's our key vocabulary for today's lesson: equal, share, groups, division, and recognise. Can you stand up and do the divide sign for me? Division. In yesterday's lesson, we were looking at equal groups and sharing numbers in between different groups. Have a look at these pictures and see if you can complete the sentences. See if you can work out how many groups there are and how many objects are in each group. Pause and have a go. Here's our check. In the first one, there were 3 groups of 3 apples, 4 groups of 2 flowers, and 3 groups of 5 sweets. Well done. We're going to have a look today at how we can turn these into number sentences. 15 pairs are divided into groups of 5. There are 3 groups. So we've got our 3 numbers. 15 tells us how many in total, 5 tells us how many in each group, and 3 tells us how many groups. 15 divided by 5 equals 3. Let's have a look at one of our problems. It says pens come in packs of 25. We need to put 5 in each pencil case. How many pencil cases will we need? Let's have a look and see how we could work it out. Pause the video and go and grab 25 of whatever you can find. It could be socks, it could be counters like I've got, it can be absolutely anything. And then we'll come back and have a go. Now remember, we're sharing into 5 equal groups. So draw 5 circles and then start sharing your items into each circle one at a time. We'll come back and check how much we've got in a moment. All done? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in each group. Did you get the same? So 25 shared equally into 5 groups is 5. But remember, we can also do it without using counters or other things. We can do it by drawing dots. Let's have a look. I'm going to share 25 dots between my 5 groups and I will still get the answer 5. What do you think the division number sentence would be? Pause and have a think. Remember, we started with 25 and we shared them into 5 equal groups. And how many were in each group? That's right, Year 2. It's 25 divided by 5 equals 5. Our next one says there are 40 compasses in a pack. We need to put 10 in each bag. How many bags will we need? Let's have a look.
Now this one, Year 2, is quite a lot, isn't it? We've got 40 things that we need to share out and we've got to share them into 10 groups. I'm going to have a go using my cups that I've got lying around the house and a big bag of marbles. Okay, I've got my marbles. I'm going to share them one at a time into each group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That was a bit tricky. There was a lot of things. I had to make sure that I kept count really carefully. Shall we count them and see what the answer is?
I can see that in each of my groups there are 4. What do you think the number sentence would be for this one? Pause and have a go.
So 40 shared equally between 10 groups is 4.
Let's try one more together, Year 2. There are 8 bottles of water. We need to put 2 in each bag. How many bags will we need? Let's try it all together. Are you ready to do this one with me? So we've got 8 shared equally into 2 groups. 8 tells us how many dots we're going to share out, and 2 tells us how many circles we need to draw for our groups. Pause the video and have a go. All done? Let's see what we've got. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are 4 in each group. I wonder what that would be as a number sentence. What do you think? Pause and have a go. That's right. 8 divided by 2 equals 4. Because 8 was my total, I've divided it between 2 equal groups and there were 4 in each group. Okay, Year 2, now it's your turn. Here is Chilli Challenge 1. You have got 2 problems to solve. You could use equipment around your house to help you, or you can draw it like we've been practicing. Chilli 2, you've got 4 problems to solve, a bit like the ones we've been practicing. Think about what the key information is, and again, you can use equipment around your house to help you, or you can draw it. A little extra challenge for you. See if you can write the number sentence to go with it. And here is Chilli Challenge 3. Again, there are 2 problems for you to solve. You've got to read it carefully and think. There might be more than one step that you have to take to solve these problems. Here's your check for Chilli 1. There are 10 apples, 5 apples on each plate, and 2 plates. The counters are in groups of 3, and there are 5 groups. Here's your check for Chilli 2. There were 4 pots needed for the first one, 12 pots needed for the second one, 5 packets needed for the third problem, and 3 packs needed for the fourth. Well done as well if you managed to do the number sentences to go with it. Time for a check for Chilli 3. So our first problem, for Monday we had to do 30 divided by 5, which was 6, and for Tuesday 40 divided by 10, which was 4. So they got the most apples on Monday because 6 is a bigger number than 4. And for our second problem, we had to share 22 equally between 2 groups. That means there were 11 in each group. So your number sentence should have been 22 divided by 2 equals 11. And for the second one, 20 shared equally between 5 groups was 4. So 20 divided by 5 equals 4. Tom and his dad ate the most fish because 11 is bigger than 4. 11 has 1 10 and 4 has no tens. Before we go, let's give some celebrations for TT Rockstars. Into SH, well done to Louis, Oliver, Gabby, Dylan and Arlo. Into L, well done to Declan, Ava, Dexter, Jacob and James. Into CH, well done to Ava, Freddie, Bradley, Grace and Lucas. And last but not least, in 2W, well done to Georgia Rose, Layla, Ruben, Felicity and Amelia O.
Thanks for joining me, Year 2. I hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget, you can send in all of your hard work into our Year 2 email address, which I'll put at the bottom here. We always love seeing what you are doing. Don't forget to keep practicing those times tables especially. You can go and hit the button, Numbots, TT Rockstars. You could sing along with Scratch Garden on YouTube. And don't forget to keep going on Maths Shed as well. I'll see you next time. Bye.